What's up, guys? We're back with my little sister Kimmy, who we had on the channel a few videos ago. And today we're gonna teach her the exact technique that I see a lot of pros using on their serve. All right, Kimmy, so let's see the serve you're working with right now. All right, so we got 35 miles an hour. Her technique's good because she was a tennis player, or she is a tennis player, but there's a bunch of additional levers she can pull to get more power, more spin, and more depth. So by the end of the video, we're gonna reveal her new technique and how many more miles per hour she can get. Before we get started serving though, I wanna go out to our soccer field for a quick drill. All right, so what I want you to do is throw your paddle with the technique that you use when you're serving.
Okay.
But wait, don't use the Sweet Spot Pro, it's too valuable. Use one of these, let's see what that looks like. All right, pretty good. Got some good distance. Now what I want you to do though, is throw it as far as you can so you can lose your technique that you're using when you're serving. So you can throw it like a soccer goalie, throw it however you want. Exactly. So that went 3 times as far. And the reason for that is because when she threw it, she used more rotation from her shoulders and her hips. She also led more with her elbow and her wrist lagged behind. So now we're gonna go back to the court, but we're gonna try to use that same action that she did on the second throw when she's actually serving. All right, now I wanna see you do some actual serves with the rotation that you had when you were on the field.
Okay.
Cool, try again. Good way to think about this, start off facing sideways. You can even go a little bit more than sideways. You don't have to go that much. And then finish facing the net with your shoulders.
Can I rotate?
You can rotate through, yeah, so that's a pivot step. You can do a pivot step too if you want. So you're already there getting at least 10 miles an hour more power. Let's see some more though. Cool, one more. One thing to keep in mind is that while you want to be using your rotation, you still have to follow the rules. So what the rules are, your paddle face needs to be below your hand when you're hitting the ball, so we can't be up like this. You also need to be making contact below your waist. So below this red line, you need to be making contact. And we need to be using an upward motion, so we can't be swinging down on the ball. So, all right, so let's do those same serves while you're following the rules. That was a little too low. You can hit a little bit higher than that.
Okay.
Still rotate though and get that good power. Stay loose with your arm.
Good,
good, those look solid. Now guys, we're gonna go through the stance on the serve. So when you're hitting a serve, you can either hit them open stance or close stance. Before that though, if you're liking this video so far, make sure to give it a like and subscribe.
And if this video gets 5,000 likes, Connor has to give me $300.
I'll accept that offer. So if this video gets 5,000 likes, I'll pay Kimmy. She's actually volunteering right now, so if you wanna give her some motivation to come back, like the video. All right, so when it comes to stances, as I mentioned, we have open stance and closed stance. So more and more pro players are choosing to do open stance where you start square to the court and you sort of bend into it with a lunge like this and then you pop out of it. I think a lot of people like that because you can really get your rotation activated. Whereas when you're doing it like this, it might be a little bit easier when you're just getting started, but you don't have as much of an ability to rotate. So let's see you try some open stance, Kimmy. And I want to see which one you prefer, open versus closed.
Open?
Yeah, try some open. That's pretty solid. I would bend your right knee a little bit more to trigger that rotation though, yeah. Nice, solid. Definitely getting a good amount of pop there. Wow, yeah, you're getting that quick. And guys, the reason she can get this so quick, she's a pro tennis player, so this is a stance and technique that she already knows how to use. So it's okay if you don't get it as fast.
I like this better.
You like this better?
Yeah.
You think you're getting more power?
Yeah.
All right, so Kimmy's serving open stance from now on. So before I show you these next steps, I want to show you a video of Tyson McGuffin serving. He's got one of the best serves. So keep a close eye on his elbow, his wrist, and how much spin he's getting. So those are the 3 things we're gonna go over next. And that's how you're really gonna get pop. So pop is power, and it makes it a lot harder for your opponents to get the return set.
Okay.
All right, so get open stance. And what we're gonna focus on first is your elbow. So yeah, exactly. When you do your take back and you turn your shoulders, getting your elbow higher is a very good position to accelerate from, because when you're like this and you start to accelerate, it makes it easier to flip into your wrist lag. So try some where you kind of start with the elbow higher. You don't have to lag your paddle forward. You can have your paddle up. Just really focus on getting that elbow high. You see a lot of pros starting their serves like this. So point your elbow back behind you. Let me see if you like that. Nice. Nice, but yeah, come on, go for a lot of power still. Perfect. All right, so now let's see some where you're focusing on that wrist lag. the elbow high. Dang. Let's see a slow motion replay of that. Cool, let's see some more. You might need to hit that a little bit lower. I think that might have been illegal. So you're probably right there when you hit that shot. Let's try to get it right here. So that's like the sort of like highest point that you can be, you know, hitting the ball without it being illegal. One more time. Cool. All right, so let's get another angle of that. Wow, okay, she's serving like a pro already, but I'm gonna show her a few more things to get that extra spin and depth into the court. Before we get into that though, I wanna talk about some of our products. So this, guys, is our new product. We launched it a few months ago, but it just got back into stock. It's called the Ninja Ball, and listen, it is a silent pickleball. And when you compare the bounce to a normal ball, it's pretty much the same. So what you can do with this is when you're at home and you don't wanna make any noise because you're inside and pickleballs are really loud, you can hit with your friends, just like me and Kimmi are hitting right now, or you can hit on a wall, or the Dinkmaster, of course, and you can get a ton of extra reps without having to go to the court. So this is a really low-cost, effective way to train at home. People are loving it. That's why we sold out the first time. But yeah, there's tons of ways you can train with this. It's not exactly the same as a normal ball, but it's pretty close. It's definitely close enough to where you can get some good practice with it. And guys, we also, you might already know, just launched our new paddle, the Sweet Spot Pro. And if you look here, between these 4 red corners on any paddle, not just this one, that is the sweet spot of your paddle, or the area that you want to hit the ball every time. So if you miss this area, what's gonna happen is you're gonna do what's called a miss hit, and odds are if you do that, the ball is gonna feel like it doesn't come off right, and you're probably gonna miss in the net. So we made this paddle to sort of fight that issue. So if you feel like your paddle's not doing the best for you and you're missing all the time, you probably need a paddle with a bigger sweet spot. So this paddle has a huge sweet spot. You also have the added bonus of being able to reference this area before every point. So before every point you play, you can look between these corners, sort of mentally visualize yourself hitting the ball there, and you'll play a lot better. It's also just a great paddle that has all the best technology. So make sure to go check it out if you're interested, and use code SWEETSPOT at checkout for $20 off.
Trust me, guys, it's really worth it. It's really good.
So the next part of the serve, though, I need to show Kimmi has to do with spin. So she's already getting a lot of spin, but to get even more, what she wants to do, so we have a wrist lag, right, where the paddle's facing forward. If you can get your wrist lag to face more down, so see how my paddle's pointing down? When I go to contact the ball, what I can do is what's called the windshield wiper technique. So the windshield wiper technique comes from tennis, and it looks like this. So in tennis, you can actually do this when you're hitting a forehand. In pickleball, we can do this. So we're getting a little bit of extra spin by hiking up on the back of the ball as we're going forward. But you need to make sure your paddle's facing down in order to do that.
So you want me to start here or still?
No. So do your full serve, and let's just really focus on that downward pointing paddle face, and then accelerate up with the windshield wiper through the ball. So there you did it a little bit too much. So this is a little bit of a tricky technique, because if you windshield wipe upwards too much, you're not gonna have a clean hit on the ball. So you need to make sure you're still driving your paddle forward through the ball as you're going up. See one more? So yeah, that's why you don't wanna go up too much. Yeah, exactly. So you need to make sure you're going through the ball. Also, you can get lower with your legs as you're making contact, because that'll help you get a little more topspin too.
Okay.
The upward explosion, which you see Tyson McGuffin doing as well.
There
we go, exactly. So there's another tip that you just did that I'm gonna tell you too, but there you got that upward trajectory, which means you can hit it harder because you have so much topspin without the ball going long. So she has what's called a rainbow trajectory on that serve. That makes it really hard with a lot of topspin for opponents to get that back. So, all right, Kimmi, so before I give you these next 2 tips, I want you to try returning these 2 serves, and then I want you to let me know after which one you thought was harder to get back. So get in your returning stance. They're both gonna be the same speed. So this is the first serve. This is the second serve. Which one was harder to return?
Definitely the second one,
Why?
because I think it was the spin that you put on it. It made it a little harder to read.
So it actually was because I hit my second serve higher over the net, and it was also deeper, which was partially because I hit it higher. So when you're hitting topspin, you want to give it about 3 feet over the net, because what that does is it makes it accelerate more off the bounce. It it also makes it easier to hit the serve deeper. So let me see a few where you go a little higher over the net. You can take a little bit of pace off of it. This actually just makes everything a little bit, yeah, exactly. So get your open stance, nice. Go a little bit deeper with a little more power though. Too deep, that was gonna go long. Stay loose with your arm too. You're looking a little bit tight, so you wanna stay loose with your elbow up so that you can really flip into the wrist lag technique. So yeah, stay loose, a little too tight in those last few, and get that height over the net. Nice, that was a good one, but I think that was illegal. So hit that ball a little bit lower. Nice, a little long though. Let's try 2 more like this. Then I want to show you 2 special serves before we get into our final revelation. Okay, cool. So before we go into our miles per hour check and our technique check at the end, I want to show Kimmi 2 really cool serves that a lot of players are using. The banana and the screwball. So Kimmi was just doing deep, heavy topspin serves, which are what you should be doing probably 75% of the time. But these 2 serves are what I like to call change-ups, and they're cool ways to trick your opponents and keep them from getting used to what you've been giving them. So I want to show you them, so I'm just going to show you. You're good enough to probably figure it out just based off watching me.
Hi.
So a screwball, if you don't already know, is where I cut like this. So I'm using a continental grip, and I'm cutting to the side. So a screwball looks like this. So as you can see, I can actually get the ball to curve there around the center line, and I can get it to curve in general regardless of where I hit it. The banana looks like this. So this is like the doll banana in tennis. So I can get that to curve the other direction. And what I'm doing there is I'm coming from the back of the ball the other way. So to curve both these serves, I'm just going around the ball one way or the other. I'm gonna show you one more banana. Nice, so you can kind of curve that one off the court, especially if you're on the right side and you're righty. But yeah, let me see you try those. So on these serves, you're not really going for maximum power. You're using more spin to trick your opponents.
Which one first?
Try the screwball first. Exactly. So yeah, it's a good serve to throw people off. It works really well at the 3.0 to 4.0 level too. So nice. You can cut a little bit harder. Nice, nice. So that might have been too risky to use in an actual game, but it was really good. Now I want you to do the banana. This one's definitely more challenging to get the hang of. Toss it a little bit further behind you and then cut out. Yeah, exactly like that. Use an Eastern grip though on this one because you need to be able to get that spin. Might be tough to do this one open stance too, so maybe go close stance. Let's see it. Maybe. You don't have to fall through over your head.
Oh.
All right, so let's go to the other side so you can see if you can spin it over the center line. So try to get this ball towards the center. Definitely a risky serve to use in an actual game, but this is a good way to tell if you're getting that banana spin. So let's see if you can spin it over the center line. Almost. Try to hit the ball a little bit lower so you can go outwards more. Try again. Almost. Let's do one more. See if you can get it to spin over the center. Woohoo, you got it. Nice. Cool. Now though, guys, we're going to reveal how fast Kimmi can serve now with all of her new techniques. So we're going to give her multiple tries. I want to see if she can get over 50 miles an hour. It's pretty hard to do that, but I think she can. All right, now guys, we're going to take out the radar gun and test her actual speed. So let's see it. All right, there guys, we got 41. Okay, 41 miles an hour. I think you can go faster than that though. Let's try to break 50.
Oh, that was too much.
That was 45, but that went way out, so let's try again. Got to make it in for it to count. 47, you got a little bit too much spin on that one to get it hard. So if you go for more spin, it's going to make you hit it less hard. It's not necessarily a bad thing. I think that I'd rather hit a slightly slower serve that has more spin. It's actually safer too. So for this though, let's try to just go for straight power.
Ooh, that was
52, all right. Last try, last try. All right guys, she just got 53. That's pretty close, pretty much 55. There is the physical proof. So guys, after that lesson, Kimmi is consistently serving in the 50 mile an hour range and she's looking like a pro. Let's see a little replay of her technique. And guys, Kimmi got this super fast. Not every player is going to be able to do that in 10, 15 minutes like we just did. So if you're just getting started, try to focus on one of the technical things that we were doing at a time. Don't add everything on like Kimmi just did. She's been doing techniques like this her whole life, so it's pretty easy for her. And guys, if you want to watch Kimmi's first lesson, where we go fully into all the other shots. So we didn't do serves last time, but we did dinks, volleys, drives, drops, all that stuff. I gave her a longer lesson where we went through all of that, all the basics to get her started. So go check it out.